hello there. Nice to see you. Welcome or welcome in for the first time. This is Amy and I do adult coloring on my channel, Amy Katz Colors. It is the most exciting time of the month, which is when we get to share our completed pages. And I'm really excited too because it's growing on me. It was not necessarily my favorite type of video when I first started out. I loved watching hauls and I loved watching creative videos. But I find now that I too am more and more just a fan of completed pages, and I am really excited to continue watching everyone's completed pages videos. And I think there's enough of us out there now doing this that I might be able to do it all month long. Sometimes you have to, depending on the algorithms and things and when people are posting and the other videos that you watch, you may just have to look for them. So hot tip, if you feel like you've exhausted everything that you can find, just search. Just put it in the search bar, completed pages, May 2025, or whatever it is that you're looking for. Sometimes I do have difficulty now that I've subscribed and follow, I guess is the correct terminology, subscribe, to so many channels, and it's not even just coloring, it's other creatives as well. So blah, 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 enough of that. So let's get into my May completed pages for coloring, and then I will do kind of the wrap up and stats at the end. I hope I'm trying something new with this different angle here because it allows me to see what I'm doing. Most of the time when I'm filming, I do that complete overhead view and I sit down and I can't actually see what is on the camera. So I'm going to try this. I don't know how obnoxious it's going to be. I'm going to try to make sure that everything stays in frame. I don't have the backdrop today. I'm going to switch it up. I'll go back to that, from time to time too. I just thought this might be fun. You can see what I've got on my table a little bit here. This is where I do some of my coloring, not all of my coloring. It is well loved. It's definitely our arts and crafts table. It's got definitely some paints and things on it, which is just fine for what we're using it for. So, all right. This month, I am going to start with some of the themes that we had with the month, and then I will go into my pocket-sized books, my square books, and the color by number, or color by shape, color by line, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So first up is May. We celebrated Star Wars Day on May the 4th. May the Force be with you. And I colored for the first time in my Darth Vader and Family coloring book by Jeffrey Brown. This was an untouched book in my collection that I purchased earlier this year. And I did one page. And it was this one right here. And I loved how it turned out with Darth Vader and Leia and Luke, kind of like in their library on the ship, reading some books, and did some limited colors there. This is a lot of alcohol marker. No, just a little. Some alcohol marker and some acrylic paint pen, and the sky, the outside, I put little confettis, if you can see that. I know now that I'm doing this and now that I said this, I'll have to be mindful of zooming in when necessary. So these are little confettis that I think I just put on here with like an Elaine's tacky glue or some type of glue like that. And they're staying on pretty well. The glossy part of Darth Vader's attire is the Jelly Roll, Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze pen. The books are definitely alcohol marker, excuse me. And then I've got Posca highlighting. So happy Star Wars Day. Another page that I completed for Star Wars, I kind of colored Star Wars that whole weekend, really, was in this one here, The Way Home, a Galactic Coloring Book by Morgan O'Brien. If you are not familiar with this book, Morgan O'Brien has it posted for free on his Ko-fi shop. It is not available for sale on Amazon with the rest of his collection, but you can get it there. And this was released a few years ago. I did one page this month, and it's this one here. A nighttime scene with Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. And this is alcohol marker and a little bit of shading with Prismacolor color pencil, and the stars I covered with a sparkle gel pen. It looks like it might be the Dollar Tree one. I did a little bit of highlighting. And then did another Star Wars page in the Star Wars color by number. This is very similar to the Hatchet Heroes books. I don't think it is in publication anymore. And I completed this one that I was really looking forward to. It's one of my favorite pages in the whole entire book of the X-Wing. Again, may the 4th be with you. This one actually did complete on Star Wars Day. And I used a combination of acrylic paint pens, which is my medium of choice for these types of books. I have the Ohuhu. I have now the Languio gel pens, which are smaller, and I like to use them for finer details. And then I have the Guangna set as well. So I'm pretty sure that I've used a little bit from all three of those on this page. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. These I find to be very relaxing to complete. So that was Star Wars. And I did start, I don't usually show my whips. I usually show them later on when they're finished, but I will talk about them a little bit. I did start another one in a Star Wars book, and then I misplaced the markers that I was using, so I didn't finish it, but I think I found them actually. They're right here. I think I found them the other day, so I might still be missing one. They're definitely all super tips because I was basing with super tips. All right, moving on. We also had halfway to Halloween in the month of, end of April, early May. And I did a page out of Spooky Corner, Cozy and Cute Halloween Coloring Book from Colored Caramel. And I did this one. Again, alcohol marker with a little bit of highlight. Alcohol markers that I use are, I have 248 sets of Ohuhu Honolulu series, the regular and the pastel. Sometimes, and then some of my other books, you'll see I also use some alcohol markers from Five Below. And went with some pastel bright colors on this one, since it is May after all, and almost summertime for us here in Virginia in the US. All right. Something else that happened in May was the Indianapolis 500 race from IndyCar, and I purchased this book last year, the official IndyCar activity book, illustrations by Shay Beechler, excuse me. And our family has been going to the Indy 500 for a while. This was the third race that my kids have both been to, but my husband and I have been going since college. And he's actually I think he was in high school, maybe graduating from high school the first time he ever went, but it's a family affair and we have a really good time. I bought this after the race last year and hadn't colored in it yet, so it was an untouched book. I started this in Indiana when we were there for the 500, and then I finished it the following week. So kind of simple. I used alcohol markers and also metallic and glitter gel pen. Didn't go in and add a whole lot of things. Just some shading on the smoke and the steam. Did add in, so the inside the pagoda, this is an enclosed building. There is seating for like media and different sponsors. Knowing that, I went in with a shade darker and tried to put some lines to make it look like it's the seating inside the pagoda. The jets there overhead are metallic gel pen. The confetti is glitter. So if you know, you know. But we love the Indy 500 and going to that. So this was really fun for me. And then, and probably the first thing most everybody else is talking about, May was Mermaid. But as I mentioned in the vlog that I filmed earlier in the month, I don't actually have any full mermaid specific books. And I have very few books going through them last year and this year that actually feature mermaids. I do have a couple. It's not to say that I didn't have any, okay? I had picked some out. I think there's some R.J. Hampson, Fairy Tales and Folklore. Excuse me. There definitely had some like mer cats in different books, but I didn't get around. I guess I'm just not ready for it yet because I'm like getting there with June and July into summer months. But I only did one page that is a mermaid, and it's in this 100 Best Adult Color by Numbers from Sun Life. It's right here. It is a page out of the full book that is entitled Mermaid Stained Glass Color by Number from Sun Life 2021. I used Ohuhu water-based markers for this and did just a touch of highlighting using my Ohuhu paint marker. That's my one contribution to Mermaid, sadly, but that's okay. All right, now we'll get into my pocketbooks, my pocket-sized books, so for May, we did a little bit of traveling. We went to the Indy 500, and then I also colored in Tiny Tales on a chartered bus trip. It was chaperoning a trip for my daughter's school chorus, and I colored in new to me this month, both Tiny Tales from R.J. Hampson and Mystery Mosaic from Sen Ong, isn't it? Yeah, Sen Ong. So brand spanking new to me this month. And in Tiny Tales, I did two. And in both cases, I did them as part of my participation in Coloring with Tess's gel pen challenge, which is to use nothing but gel pen, which to me is like a huge throwback because I used to color that way many years ago, and I hadn't in a really long time. I've primarily been using gel pen as an accent, but I like this idea. It's something different, kind of switching it up a little bit. And it's nostalgic too for me because I hadn't done it in a really long time. I did as a part, I'm talking this whole time and I haven't taken the tag off, sorry. As a part of this process, I did go out and purchase a set of Inkjoy gel pens that had some more neutral colors, some normal jewel tones, things that were missing from my collection because I had a lot of metallic and glitter gel pen, both Sakura Jelly Roll and I'm really loving them right now, the Pentel Sparkle Pop, because I think they're just gorgeous and they work so well. But I did this one and I did this one. of the butterflies. And so this one was, hold on, my daughter did that one. She also did this on the car trip to Indianapolis. I did this one on the way to Indy, which I stay here. This butterfly one, I did 99% of it on the bus ride for this chorus trip that we had at the beginning of May. And then I came back and finished like the last bit of it on the 15th. But, sorry, let me zoom you. So I can either zoom you in or I can actually pick the book up. But I really love how this one turned out and how sparkly. This one's all glitter gel pen. And I really like this, and I love me some butterflies. And then this one was almost no glitter. There was a little bit of glitter in the center of this flower. But I like it. It was fun, quick and easy. And really good when you're on the go and you just want something quick to color, which I do a lot of, especially when I am kind of anxious or stressed out and just want to sit down and color real quick. So I really like these pocket size books. There is a volume 2. I only got the volume 1 so far for now, and I'm loving it. So that's Tiny Tales. Mystery Mosaic, also a new book for me in the month of May. And I wanted to color in it kind of right away. So I think I did either the day that I got it or the day after. And I just did the first page here because if I don't know like what page I want to pick out or whatever, sometimes I'll do that. I'll just like, let's go in order. We'll either go in order or use like the random number generator or the spinny wheel. We'll do different things, but I went with this first page here, which looks to be like a pretty sunrise or sunset with maybe some clouds. This was really cool. I used all Crayola Super Tips for this one, and it didn't take very long at all. I don't know. You can see it's not this is a pocket size book, and she just came out with this one and like 2 others. So that's in Mystery Mosaic, color by number. And then the other pocket size book that I colored in the month of May, I completed 3 in Sach and Sachdeva's Cupcake Sweet Treats, color by number. I'm showing this one almost every month since I bought it. I really like it. It's so cute. I also like how it's pocket size and you can complete some fairly quickly. Also good for on the go, which is how I completed this one. We did a car ride to Indianapolis and back because it was a pretty long trip, long ride. So it's fun, and I actually colored this. I know it can be, for those of you trying it for the first time, it can be kind of difficult. You have to kind of be pretty intentional with what you're coloring and what supplies you're using because it's not the easiest. I would say it was probably a little bit easier to color on the chartered bus, than it was in our SUV. But it wasn't like, it turned out pretty good, right? Like, I don't know that I would be able to tell by looking at this that I colored it while on a car ride. I didn't do the highlights until after we got home. I will say that. And then the sprinkles on the donut are Pintail Sparkle Pop. I had them with me, but I don't think I did it until after we got home. I don't know. Maybe I did. Undetermined, but it looks pretty good. The other 2, so I have this. So we did also have Mother's Day. I searched my books and I really couldn't find it. Just confounded me that I was like, I have all these books, all these square books, and there's nothing really like with the mother, situation. I couldn't really find it. I did look. I didn't look in all my books, but I did know about this one. So I did this one, Love My Mom. Also for this one and the last one I just showed you, it's a Ohuhu alcohol marker with a little bit of highlighting. And then the last one I did, it's this one with the fruits and the cake. I pretty much like it. I think that I used either the Ohuhu water-based or Crayola Super Tips. I don't like the color here for the apple slice. It doesn't look right to me, but I tried matching it as best as I could to what I had at the time. So, and that's in Cupcake Sweet Treats color. My number is another favorite of mine. All right, so the last of what I have to show you are in my square books. First, I'll take you into Gardens, Bold Easy Coloring Book from Coco Wyo. And I just did one this time. And it is of the fox sitting on the washing machine with, that is like now an aquarium with the fish or a fish tank. This is a little different from what I usually do. So this is alcohol marker. I outlined it, and then for the background, because there were these stars that I did with a metallic gel pen or paint pen. I was like, well, let me, it's definitely night. It looked like it was nighttime scene, so I think it's a combination of Crayola crown, and then also I have a set of gel crowns, I think too. So I think it's both. And I think it looks okay. I'm good with it. I was just trying to do something different. Sometimes you just want to do something different. Use different mediums. So there's that one, into Gardens. A lovely friend of mine, a former coworker and very dear sweet friend of mine, also colors. And we exchange, we're so funny. We exchange text all the time, like different pages that we're working on almost daily, pretty much daily. The difference is that she's more into TikTok, I'm more into YouTube, but she gifted me this book. She had it already, was coloring in it, and I thought it was adorable. We both love cats. This is Zoli Cat Delightful and Snarky Adult Coloring Book, Volume 1. And I did 3 pages in here. Starting with this one, Antisocial Butterfly. Ooh. I did use the Jelly Roll glaze on the eyes to make them a little shiny there, glossy there. And then I have stamp markers that I've purchased, and this is like a stamp roller. And those are either from those are from Michael's. These are from the Dollar Tree. Then I did this one, Coffee Because Murder is Wrong. Again, alcohol marker. Here I took a stencil, my cloud stencil, and did a little cloud outline because there were the clouds here. And I didn't like how it looked with just the light blue alcohol marker, so I went in and also traced over it with a pen. The stars are Pentel Sparkle Pop. Can't you tell? They're just like so awesome. So shiny. With metallic gel pen. Jelly Roll glaze here. And then the last one, don't forget to take your meds. For this one, it was calling to me because I love the video game Dr. Mario. And I was like, we gotta go with the Dr. Mario colors here. So that's what I've done. We've got some Pentel Sparkle Pop on the stars to make it super sparkly. And then if you can see, it looks like you can, I used another stamp marker on the background. So that's Delightful and Snarky Adult Coloring Book. Not suitable for work, but cute. All right, I did one in my Cat Moments Meow Life coloring book from Hikaru Coats. I got these new little, I think they're reusable page markers from my mother-in-law for, must have been Easter, in my Easter basket. But look how cute. Like hangs on the page. It came in like a set of 6, I think. So I did this one. Alcohol marker, highlight, stamp marker. I'm really into this, like kind of stress-free, easy You can totally spend a lot of time on these pages making them look like pieces of art if you want to. I just don't always feel the need to do that, but I really enjoy color to paper and getting this little kitty kind of looks like our kitty Zelda with the pattern toward a tortie, and this little kitty sort of looks like one of the combination of two previous cats that are now in kitty heaven, and those are Orion and Smokey. So another one done in cat moments. We're getting close to the end here, folks. The last two are color by number and color by line. So in Sachin Sachdeva's Cozy Corner, super cute, color by number, I could not decide which page to do next. So I started back at the beginning and did this one, Pizza Point, all alcohol marker and a little bit of glitter gel pen. I think in a couple cases in some of these books, I deviated a little bit from the color chart, which I'm totally allowed to do. But I like how it turned out. And these are, again, so fun to do. I love doing these. And then last but not least, because I'm really loving this book right now, is A Little Moments. It is a color by line book from Vivi Tinta. Excuse me. Whew. And I did this one. All alcohol marker, a little bit of shading, little bit of highlight. And I like them because you don't see the numbers at all. You can do the exact color that they reference, or you could go a little shade lighter to make it pop. Actually, in this case, I think the reference image showed these filled in. I was like, I like it with as a cutout, you know. So I left it open, but it's so cute. I really love this book so much. And I know that it's like one of the next ones I want to color in again. Okay, so let's pull up the stats for the month now that I have flown through that. And we'll talk about this a little bit, and we'll just talk about May in general to wrap things up here. So I colored a total of 19 pages, which is less than what I had been doing, but still a lot. It's all a matter of perspective, honestly. I did across 14 books, 5 of which were untouched. However, 3 of those that were untouched were actually brand new to me books, but still good. Still good to color in books that you have not colored in previously. 8 of my pages were color by number or color by shape or line, whatever you really want to call it. Okay, future Amy popping on to interject and say that this video looks like it's pretty long, so I am going to be editing a few portions of the video just to cut down on some of the overall time, because that is my preference right now. I mean, you guys are going to have to tell me if you don't mind long-ish videos, but when I've noticed with myself when I'm watching videos that I don't like them to be I like them 30 minutes or less, so I am going to do that. But the one other thing that I wanted to really quickly mention that I also colored in May that I cannot share with you is that I am participating in a really fun coloring project that Amanda Colors has started for Christmas in July. And it involves coloring portions of pages from Gabby Wolf's Christmas coloring book. And I worked on my pages in May, the last part of May, and sent them back to her in Australia. So that's another thing that I did color, because I was thinking about it and I was like, wait a minute, I colored more. I just can't share you that. So anyway, I just thought I would mention that really quick. Bye. And so for May, for me, I've said this before, May is a busy month for us, for me personally, and for our family. So it was not a great coloring month. I mean, again, a matter of perspective, but it started off strong with the Star Wars, and I'm glad I got all that done. But things kind of picked up. So for May, it's the end of the school year, for my kids. There was recitals, baseball games. We took the trip to Indianapolis. There was the field trip. This was really cool because I got to do the color while in transit, while on the go. So that was something different for May. So May, we talked about Halloween. So halfway to Halloween, I found, incidentally, from another colorist on YouTube, I believe Coloring with Tess was the first channel that I saw participate in the tag, but I really enjoyed it because it kind of opened up some more channels that I'd never seen before. This tag was pretty big in the booktube community and also in lifestyle channels. So people that actually kind of focus on the Halloween, spooky, witchy type of lifestyle. That was really cool because I got introduced to a lot of new people, a lot of new channels. And if you haven't watched that one yet, I would encourage you to do that because it's a lot of fun. They're just basic questions about Halloween. And then when I did it, I added a couple that were like more related to coloring specifically. But that's really cool. I love all things Halloween. The other thing for May was that I did another coloring vlog. And so I filmed that one. I think I filmed there were a couple instances where I was filming inside the car, just waiting for, piano lessons, dance class, whatever it was. Because I just, I want to make good use of my time that, I don't want to just be sitting around because I could be coloring, with my free time. So I was talking about Mermaid, I was talking about gel pens, and I purchased a new book. It's actually the Mermaid page that I've been working on this month. That is a whip. I did not get to finish it. So I forgot to write whips down here, but I bought that Mangatopia book, Sea Creatures. It's just super cute. It's like a manga kawaii style, and I'm doing it all in colored pencil, Prismacolor pencil, and it looks so cute. I'm just not finished it. So hopefully I will get that finished in the month of June, this month. I have been working on it. The other thing that I was working on in May, I continue to make progress on Kirby Roseanne's World Within Worlds, my first ever attempt to follow along with another YouTuber, Karen at My Colorful Country Life. It was filmed probably it was in 2020, so 5 years ago, when she did that entire book. It was one of her you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you're into Kirby. It was, I think, one of the most popular pages from that book that a lot of people have done, which is the waterfall and the bookshelf. And I'm at least half way finished that. And so it's been a lot of fun. Just following along and, not having to pick the colors and whatnot. And she continues to do color along. So it's very exciting. She's doing in his latest book, Dark Fairy Tales. So I'm excited. This was kind of on my list of things to do because I'd never started out that way. I'd never followed along on anybody's channel doing a color along. So still working on that. And then I mentioned the Star Wars page that I started that I hadn't finished. So a couple whips going on. Nothing wrong with that. I did participate in the Creative Hobbies Tag that also Karen from My Colorful Country Life started that one. That's she originated it. I said watch to the end. Every time I go, when I was editing and then when I watched it on after the fact, I thought about the video. And so what I do in this tag, there's about 10 questions about your creative hobbies. And I answer all the questions at the beginning of the video, sitting in the car or the SUV, you know what I mean? And then I show some pictures and stuff, but at the end of the video, it may be a little bit more than halfway through, I'm actually showing you the stuff from the other hobbies. So stick around for that one, because I was like, as a viewer, I was like, I would have done that video differently to like capture your interest, or just, if you move ahead towards the second half of that video, I am kind of taking you through, like I was sharing some of the work that I've completed in my scrapbooks. I show a lot of the scrapbooks, and I show jewelry that I've been making, and I have since I completed this video and I've watched other people's videos, I'm like, I can think of actually a couple more hobbies that I didn't talk about, or because there was a question about hobbies that didn't stick, and I was like, it took me a while to get there, but I thought about a couple things that I did a long time ago that I've not really done since. That includes knitting that I did in college. It was part of a community project for donating blankets to I think it was the SPCA, basically the pet shelter, local pet shelter. We would knit little squares and make blankets and donate them to the pet shelter. And that was a really fun community service project. But I still have all my knitting needles and stuff, and knitting is very easy, but I have not knitted since I graduated from college. The other one is that I remembered later was I once had a candle making kit, where you kind of add your fragrance oils and you melt the wax. And if I have that, I think it's in the attic, but I have not made candles since then. Like I definitely did. That was a one and done. I have since gone to a candle making class. I actually have done it more than once, but that's not something that is really I'm doing very often. So anyway, I thought I would tell you that. So check that one out if you haven't. Tag videos are so fun. It is an opportunity to get to know people who are creatives on YouTube, and there's like a standard set of questions that you answer. So that was a really fun video to do. Yeah, this month was some travel, coloring while traveling. So if you didn't notice, I didn't really mention any tags. That was something else that was different about May for me. It's kind of sad because I know that there's so many out there and they're so fun. And that is kind of how I got into the community a lot last year. This month, so for the month of May, really the only thing that I did was the gel pen challenge with Coloring with Tess. I did in the Tiny Tales book that I showed. That was really the only thing. There are some that I want to do next month. It's hard for me when I'm getting real busy like this, it's really hard for me to keep up with them all. But I love seeing them. I love that people do them. I'm almost like, maybe I should have hosted some type of Star Wars thing. Maybe I should have done some halfway to Halloween thing, but it's okay. It's fun. I try to catch things and do things as I can. It's nothing personal. I did, though, in the month of April, talk about a buddy color. And I didn't share the page, so I'm hoping to do that this time when I go to edit to add it in. But Corey Clay, oh, my little kitty cat. We did the page in April of Anna. I've got two more that I'm doing with her now. So I'm a little late. So we did this one, and I will share her page, and her page is awesome. She did a little embelly with some sparkle, and it looks so good. I just kind of did some flat coloring with acrylic paint, as I like to do in this book. We have picked another page in this book, and then I've picked a page in Princesses. But so I am doing buddy color when I can. So, all right. So that is my May completed pages and May coloring wrap up. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that comes over to watch my videos and to leave me comments and all the things. So again, shameless plug, all the things. If you would and don't already, subscribe or consider subscribing and liking the video and leaving a sweet comment. And with that, hopefully this video is not going to take much editing, because I would love to watch some more May completed pages videos myself before I go to bed this evening. So, all right, until we meet again, everybody stay safe and enjoy the rest of your coloring in the month of June. Thanks. Bye.